When there's no room left in hell, the dead go shopping? Happy Halloween! Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner Gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're examining George Romero's masterpiece, Dawn of the Dead. Released in 1978, Dawn of the Dead was the second film in Romero's zombie film series, and hands down one of the greatest zombie movies ever made. It's filled with gory special effects courtesy of Tom Savini and social commentary that feels frighteningly relevant even today.
The way society has been conditioned to think that as long as you have this stuff, life is wonderful, and being falsely attracted and seduced by things that really shouldn't have value in your life but do.
Dawn remains one of the smartest horror films ever made, but is it splattery? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, one final note before we begin. There are multiple versions of Dawn of the Dead out there. For this review, I'm covering the 2-hour and 7-minute theatrical cut. So, if you don't see a scene or something you remember, it's probably something from one of the other versions. We fade in on these credits. You can tell this movie was made in the 70s, and look at that sweet shag carpeting. Turns out we're in a television station. Hey, look, George Romero's running the board. They're hard at work producing today's pandemic press update.
Every dead body that is not exterminated becomes one of them.
Man, this is the craziest episode of Hannity ever.
Get somebody in here who can run this thing!
Get that fucking idiot off the air! Hey!
Then it's time for some exposition.
It wouldn't have come to that. There is a martial law state in effect in Philadelphia, as in all other major cities in the country.
From there, everything falls to pieces. Look, this is just another day on the set of Bay News 9. While everything's going to hell, Flyboy here is skulking around. He's got a plan.
Meet me on the roof at 9 o'clock. Getting out.
I don't believe
We're
this.
gonna
What?
get out in the chopper.
Steven, we can't. We've got...
I'm gonna tell them I'm doing the traffic report. By the time they figure out, we'll be halfway to Pittsburgh. Suckers. And over in another movie, this SWAT team is storming a tenement building.
Yeah, come on, Martinez. Show your greasy little Puerto Rican ass so I can blow it right off. Blow all their asses off.
Insert your own political commentary here. Meanwhile, Officer Woolley here's gone full psycho. He's basically turned this into a real-life first-person shooter. Don't believe me? Check out this awesome exploding head scene courtesy of Tom Savini. Woolley should probably be glad they didn't have body cams back in 1978. I'm just saying. Turns out the cops aren't here to bust a drug ring or anything like that. This place is full of zombies. Back upstairs, we've got a blossoming zombie-human romance. Oh baby, you look so good I could just eat you up. Fun fact, on the arm bite, the zombie actor sorta missed the prosthetic and actually bit the actress's arm. Roger's seen enough, so he heads for the basement. While he's down here trying to spew chunks, he meets up with Peter.
You was in Woolley's unit, wasn't you?
And we get some more exposition.
A friend of mine's got this helicopter. He asked me to come with him. Think it's right to run?
Are you asking me on a date, Roger? Meanwhile, these guys bust in a wall and fight a horde of hungry zombies. Nice work, guys. Peter's like, so is that date offer still on the table? Then they stumble into this zombie buffet. Man, the meat is so tender it falls right off the bone. At any rate, all this killing has made Raj philosophical.
Why do these people keep them here?
Because they still believe there's respect in dying.
Have you seen what a funeral costs these days? Just this room alone could run you $100 grand, man. Later, they meet up with Steven and Francine at the chopper. Peter's already running game.
See you, man?
Wait, I thought you were dating Roger. They take off, and well, since we're up here, might as well do traffic, I guess. This is already pie your eye in the sky. We've got light flow on your morning commute to the end of the world. Lots of foot traffic, though. Back to you, Kent. And of course, down on the ground, all the Yinzers are out drinking Iron City at 10 a.m. Woo! Here we go, Steelers, here we go. Eventually, Steven and company have to land at Sheetz to refuel on gas and coffee. Alright everyone, make sure you pee while we're here. I'm not stopping again. While Steven and Francine are exploring, they run right into this jump scare. Steven and the zombie do some backyard wrestling, but then it's hammer time. Nailed it. Don't look now, but over at the pumps, this zombie's getting a haircut. Wait a minute, I thought Chop Top was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And back inside, Peter's getting attacked by the most adorable zombies ever. They probably still have their baby teeth.
When I shot the kids at the airport, Tom Savini's nieces and nephews, I think, I didn't enjoy that. No, didn't enjoy that, shooting the kids.
Back outside, Stephen clearly went to the David Warbeck School of Zombie Shooting. Roger's like, step aside, son. Peter's not happy about Stephen almost shooting him, though.
You never aim a gun at anyone, mister.
Well, guess I don't need to use the restroom now. After some more flying, they finally arrive at the mall. So, if you don't already know, this is Monroeville Mall, just outside of Pittsburgh, PA. The mall looks different today, but there are lots of references to Romero's film still there. It's a zombie film mecca. I grew up in that area and remember going there as a kid.
What are they doing? Why do they come here?
Well, for the great deals in the killer food court, duh. They find a way inside, and man, Roger is so short he could be Peter's kid. With Stephen napping, Peter and Raj decide to go on a supply run.
It's a big place. But they're pretty spread out down there. I think we can outrun them.
Hit and run?
Hit and run.
Well, guess we can get an early start on our Christmas shopping. The scene down here in the main area is pretty mauling. Zombies are all over. After a close call, they do finally make it into J.C. Penney's. That's right, they no longer have to worry about where they're going to get casual slacks. I think this is where all of Lindsay's radioactive zombies shopped in Nightmare City. While they're planning how to get their loot back to home base, Stephen is being stalked by Paul Blart, zombie mall cop. Eventually, they meet up. Did I fire 5 shots or 6? Do you feel lucky, punk? Oh shit, I guess it was 6. My bad. Excuse me for a minute. He escapes and flees past even more zombies.
Come on! Run! Come on! All right!
Back inside Penny's, Raj runs right into this jump scare. The ghoul's no match for Raj, though, who's all like, screw you, as he removes earwax from the zombie's head with a screwdriver. Man, these zombies are all in for the $3 Black Friday waffle makers. It's at this point Peter comes up with an idea.
I've been thinking, maybe we got a good thing going here. Maybe we shouldn't be in such a hurry to leave.
Living in the mall? That's basically my dream. With the zombies too thick outside, they plan to escape through the vent system.
It's here. Get me a screwdriver.
Aw, man, I left in that dude's skull earlier. They do finally make it in. Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs. Meanwhile, Francine's over here and she's about to get a visit. I thought only the Jehovah's Witnesses went door to door. Maybe this Hare Krishna is an overachiever. He's all like, come back, I just want to sell you this flower and tell you about Krishna. Luckily for Francine, the guy stopped dicking around long enough to come back and save her. Well, that's what I call a headbutt. While the fellas are unloading, Flyboy explains the plan to Francine.
This place is terrific. It really is. It's perfect. All kinds of things. You really got it made here, Fran.
She might be the only lady I've ever met who isn't excited about being at the mall. After that, they set up the TV. Damn rabbit ears, all we're getting is PBS. And it's no better on the radio, just new country. Thank God we have guns. Might need to enact a suicide pact at this rate. Then we get this bombshell.
She all right? She looks blown.
What do you expect?
No, I mean she really looks sick. Physically.
She's pregnant.
Maybe she should quit smoking. And here's some conveniently placed foreshadowing.
That chopper up there could give us away if somebody comes messing around.
Well, the good news is that at least they're getting the Francis Ford Coppola channel now.
We must not be lulled by the concept that these are our family members or our friends.
With the decision to stay approved, they get ready to fortify the place.
I would have made you all coffee and breakfast, but I don't have my pots and pans.
Well, I mean, we can run down to Penny's and get you a set. Just saying. She does have one good idea, though.
I don't know about you two, but I want to learn how to fly that helicopter.
With that out of the way, they set the plan in motion. It's a convoy of trucks to block all the mall entrances. This plan's going great until Roger gets a little careless.
Get his head up! Get his head up!
Here's blood in your eye. Kind of funny how his face got all clean for the next scene. Continuity is hard. Turns out that near miss was an omen, though, because this zombie has a taste for wings.
Roger! Roger, watch it! Damn!
While Raj is getting patched up, they put Phase 2 in motion. After a quick stop at the gun shop, they head out to lock the main doors.
Not 100%, but I don't think they'll get through.
Luckily for Roger, this zombie's a doctor who wants to help him with his leg wound. With the zombies locked out, the zombies inside dead, they gotta clean up the corpses. Otherwise, that place is gonna stink, and not even the Bath and Body Works will have enough smelly shit to cover the stench. With everything coming up Millhouse, they settle into their new life in the mall. Look at these arcade games, kids. We used to actually think this was amazing. And then we come to one of Dawn of the Dead's most infamous scenes. Raj is looking a little rough around the edges.
I'm gonna try not to come back. I'm gonna try.
Despite Roger's best efforts to stay dead, he doesn't. And Peter has to put him down like Old Yeller.
Among living society. At least let him.
And then they bury him right by the food court. Roger really loved it here by the Panda Express. I think this is where he'd have wanted to spend eternity. Later on, Steven makes this half-assed proposal and gets shot down.
We can't, Steven, not now. Wouldn't be real.
Man, you might be the last 3 people on Earth, and she still told you no. That's gotta sting. And just in case you forgot about the zombies, they're still in this movie. And they'd really like to come in and take advantage of the deals on this Halloween's hottest fashions. The zombies and boredom are the least of their worries, though. Turns out they're being spied on by Tom Savini.
Wow. They must get in through the roof.
You know Savini's a badass because he's got a switchblade mustache comb. The only thing that made you cooler than owning one of these in junior high was having a ninja throwing star. Anyway, this version of Romero's Knight Riders mounts up and prepares to invade the mall. Look, this is the weirdest Sturgis rally ever. I wonder how hard it was to get all those bike tire marks off the mall floor. That guy's job must have sucked. Then we come to one of Dawn of the Dead's weirdest scenes. Yeah, they're smashing pies in the zombies' faces. Why? Hell if I know.
What don't we have? We don't have a pie fight.
Let's have a pie fight with the zombies.
Anyway, Peter knows they're outnumbered, and the plan is to just let the bikers take what they want and leave. If you guessed Steven was gonna fuck this whole plan up, well, give yourself a screenwriter's credit.
It's ours. We took it. It's ours.
He starts blasting from the grassy knoll, and now we got a full-on rumble. Tom Savini's still here, and he's using this machete like he's Jason Voorhees.
Say goodbye, Creed.
Peter, meanwhile, is taking out guys on motorcycles like he's a drunk driver. Savini's in hot pursuit, but Peter pulls up the rope ladder. Sorry, Tom, no smelly bikers allowed in the Treehouse Club. The thugs do find Steven, who's hanging out on the roof of the elevator car. He takes a shot in the arm. Meanwhile, this guy's dropping the hammer on some zombies. Peter takes some parting shots at the bikers on their way out. I gotta say, I admire this dude's moxie. He goes down firing. Then we come to another of Dawn of the Dead's most infamous scenes. This guy gets ripped to pieces while testing his blood pressure. Guessing it's a little low now. Why is he doing this during the zombie apocalypse? Again, hell if I know. Some of the zombies go for the arm, but the more discerning amongst them chow down on these guts.
There's a slaughterhouse close to my house, so I guess it evolved from that, thinking I could get some pig intestines. You know, we had a rubber chest, and we put that rubber chest on him and put the pig intestines behind it, throw some blood tubing up his legs into that area.
Steven, meanwhile, is trying to climb out of the elevator, but surprise, the zombies are coming. Guess that kid's gonna grow up in a single-parent household. Peter heads back to Franny. Looks like his master plan to hit on her on the helicopter way back at the start of the movie is finally paying dividends. We jump ahead and Franny's ready to bail.
He hasn't answered the radio for hours.
Look, I'm done waiting. I already turned down his marriage proposal. And they really do have to go because the zombies are back in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1978 Pittsburgh Penguins! Honestly, the zombies were probably better than the 78 Pens. And if you're wondering what happened to Steven, well, wonder no more. He's more like the Stumbling Dead than the Walking Dead, if we're being honest. Romero was a big fan of Steven's zombie performance, though, and I'll say it is pretty great.
His zombie walk is yet to be equaled. I don't know how he did that with his foot.
The bad news for Franny and Peter is that he remembers the way home. And hey, baby hors d'oeuvres sound pretty tasty. He busts down the fake wall. Man, was this thing even built to code? Back upstairs, Peter's trying to send Franny off on her own.
Get out of here.
Jesus Christ, Peter.
I don't want to go.
I feel you, man. No one ever wants to leave the mall. This touching moment is then interrupted by Steven. Lucy, I'm home. Man, my Ricky Ricardo still sucks. Don't worry, Peter uses his rifle to create this exciting new piece of modern art. I call it cherry pie on a wall. Franny heads up, but is Peter really going to send a pregnant woman out alone into a zombie-filled world in a helicopter? Of course he's not. And after he, Fred the Hammer Williamsons his way to the chopper, look, just insert your own get to the chopper joke here, he and Franny assess the situation.
How much fuel do we have?
Not much.
All right.
And with no gas and a world filled with zombies, they fly off into an uncertain future never to be heard from again. At this point, we have to talk about the original ending Romero had envisioned for the film. The planned finale of Dawn of the Dead was much darker in the original version. Everything is the same as Peter and Franny split up, only in the earlier draft, Peter actually shoots himself in the head. Franny, on the roof, sees the encroaching zombie horde, realizes she has no fuel and no hope, and then gets on the helicopter running boards and sticks her head right into the rotors. As the end credits play, you can hear the helicopter sputter and stall, taking any and all hope with it. When filming started, Romero decided he wanted a more hopeful ending.
We never shot Ken shooting himself, we never shot her head disintegrating, and George decided to have an upending. You know, these people have been through so much, let them get away.
Although just how hopeful Dawn of the Dead's ending really is up for debate. At any rate, he gave us the ending we just saw instead. All in all, I think Romero's decision to change the ending was the right one, but I'd sure love to see that alternate version. With that said, did Romero and Savini serve up enough splatter to earn 5 barf bags? Let's go to the Gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, Dawn of the Dead delivers. We're treated to numerous zombie bites, countless headshots, a machete to the face, gut munching, and the infamous zombie helicopter scene. And that's just the big stuff. Savini delivers another splatter masterpiece here, and while he said he's not happy that his zombies wound up looking blue and that the blood is too bright, none of that diminishes Dawn of the Dead's gruesomeness. Because of that, Dawn of the Dead earns a full-on 5 barf bag rating. This is definitely a sick, and excellent, flick. Looking for another really cool zombie film with social commentary? Then check out my review of Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.